Hi.
Hi, Pat.
Hi. Welcome to episode 34, ROAS, the key success metric for hotels.
That was quite difficult to say that.
It was a little bit, actually. Today, we're joined again by Jess, still, Jess is going to talk about ROAS. Which
not the character from
Not
Friends.
the character from the Friends. We can pin him up if you want to. I would really like it if we could put a filter on her face where she becomes Ross the entire time.
Start screaming, we were on a break.
We were on a break. No secret in the industry that SEO has a reporting problem. A lot of times people fail to understand the value it brings to a wider, more holistic digital marketing strategy. So at 3&6, we were mulling this over. We were noodling on this topic. And one of us, I can't remember who, what, or why, decided to make up a new metric, because if there's one thing the hospitality industry doesn't have, it's enough metrics and acronyms.
Yeah, it definitely needs a couple more acronyms.
A couple more acronyms. Yeah. I've always said that.
Unfortunately, I'm a little disappointed with it because it's 4 letters and not 3. I think there's almost a redundancy in there. We should just call it ROAS.
Okay. Do you...
No.
Okay. One said no.
There is a separate acronym, RAS, Redundant Acronym Syndrome, and it's called RAS syndrome.
Yep.
Because the S is obviously redundant. It's like ATM machine, automated teller machine. We could talk about that later. We should cut this out. Today we're going to talk about ROAS, which is a framework that finally ties SEO into the results, into money and bookings, which is what we want. So the first question, what the hell's ROAS, Jess?
So
who is ROAS?
Ross,
Yeah.
not a person,
Gotcha.
not Ross Geller.
Okay.
No.
It is the SEO equivalent of ROAS, which was return on ad spend. So it's return on SEO spend. And kind of like you said, the reason that we started putting together the framework for ROAS was because there's just a lack of transparency in SEO reporting, where hotels will end up paying thousands a month for SEO, but having no real knowledge of what the return has brought them, essentially. So we put ROAS together with the idea of looking at organic traffic, organic revenue, branded, 30% of branded keyword rankings and 100% of non-branded keyword rankings, and basically given an estimation of how much revenue that those keywords into traffic, into revenue has generated for a hotel month over month, year over year.
Cool. Very cool.
Very simple.
So it's kind of it's kind of a benchmark then. It's not just as return on ad spend is. It's quite a simple formula, return on ad spend. The ROAS score is probably a little bit more complicated to work out, but it's designed to give more of a benchmark. Would you say, as like, this is where you are and this is where you've gone from month to month?
Yeah, I think so. I think they need to understand that money that they're paying towards SEO is actually making a difference.
Yeah.
So it's important to show, because we can always show, traffic's gone up, but in a lot of hoteliers' cases and most, businesses, traffic is a vanity metric. It doesn't matter on its own. It doesn't matter if I can get another 1,000 people to your website easily by pushing out spammy content, but if they're not booking a room, it doesn't matter. So it takes some of the vanity metrics, but more importantly relies on the revenue side of things, and then compares it to the cost that they've spent versus the return that it's bought. And monitors it month over month with the idea that obviously it will grow monthly with seasonality in mind as well. But then, we look at it year over year as like a benchmark.
Very smart. Very cool.
And it speaks to questions at the boardroom level. Why are we spending this? What have we spent it on? And what have we got back in return? So rather than just throwing money into an endless pit of, I promise you this is working and your organic is going up and to the right, is we invested X and we got Y back, basically.
It'll also help then with those hotels that think that they've got SEO in place but are not really getting SEO. They're paying for it, but they're not actually getting it. So, obviously you spoke on an earlier episode where we were talking about content and various other things, versus on-page technical. If you just got on-page technical, that's not going to grow traffic or intent or whatever to your website. So presumably then, if you've just got technical SEO and if you put a ROAS score on,
wouldn't change anything.
No.
So yeah, exactly as you said, if hoteliers are paying for technical SEO, and they might not know that they're only paying for technical
Exactly,
SEO, it would be in the fine print. But if they're paying for technical SEO only, the ROAS framework would essentially either show flat or, in a lot of cases, probably go down.
A decrease, yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine sometimes you're looking at these and it's less SEO and more SEO no, because they're getting the wool pulled over their eyes, and there's no actual impact from the platforms, also the activations are going. Let me ask you this: why do you think the SEO industry has resisted this? Why do you think they've resisted this measurement?
Because it's easy to say that SEO is doing good. Because I don't think a lot of people, on the flip side of things, in-house at the hotels, for example, I don't think a lot of like the hotel marketing managers or, you know, the general managers know how to dive deeper and ask the right questions. So I think from an agency side of things, it's so easy to kind of blag it.
No, true.
And say, yes, going really good, because nobody's asking the right questions. So it's easy to maybe pull the wool over people's eyes.
that's I was going to say, well, that's going to be like, number of keywords that we're ranking for, not where you're ranking or where it's moving, and you know how much traffic we're getting to the website. As you mentioned before,
Vanity metrics. Yeah. I see it all the time, and I think we talked about it on like a previous episode. Where they'll say, oh, we're ranking amazingly for this really long tail keyword that matters in no way to them, gets them no traffic, and hoteliers will take the positive side of that.
You're number one.
Yeah,
Yay!
we're number one. Amazing. For who?
Yeah.
For where? And what's it doing? So, yeah.
It's interesting. I think the ability to, or having a really condensed measurement allows you, both you folks in the industry and at client level, to very quickly see if something's working. This number has gone up. This is good. This is what the number's based on, but at a base level, I can tell you this has gone up. I think the benefit of ROAS and the idea and the framework behind it is it exposes very clearly whether or not it's working, and it holds us to account as well, and you to account on the leading the team. Are the strategies, are they actually filtering down to the bottom line? Because what we wouldn't want to do, obviously, is just keep working on something that wasn't actually demonstrating and wasn't delivering revenue to the bottom line. So you sort of live by the sword, you die by the sword here. I think it would go both ways. Okay, with an eye on strategy then, has knowing that there is a score assigned to your work and to your activations, has it changed how you approach SEO?
Yes.
How is it approached? How are you?
Yes, and final answer.
And I'll answer no further questions on that.
Yes. So I think the way that it's changed how I approach things is maybe I'll push back a little more. And I definitely like to do this anyway, because when we have clients come to us, I always say that, like, I'm going to lead the strategy because I'm going to know what's going to kind of move the needle for you guys more than maybe the keywords that they're going to want to target. Yep. So it's changed how we view things, as we need to make sure that, you know, the targets and the strategy that we're going after is the right revenue generating one. So see it quite a lot where we have hoteliers come in and they have F&Bs, they have restaurants, and they want to spend the next 3 months pushing F&B strategy for SEO, and that's fine. But we've got to understand then that F&B revenue doesn't pull in the same amount as getting somebody to book and stay a night. Organic revenue is going to go down. So the ROAS score is going to go down. So it's not so much that we wouldn't do it if that's their business priority, but it's about communicating that if we're going to change strategy, this is what we'll see shift.
Cause and effect. Yeah. So you're going to see...
In the same way you do it with ads. If you all of a sudden turned off all your ads on rooms and focused towards restaurants and dining, you'd see a decrease in revenue.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. I think it's
really smart.
Yeah, really smart. Which I can't scratch off a bingo sheet because it's not doing bingo this time. Okay. Jess, anything else that you think people need to know about ROAS, or do you think we've covered it? Is there anything else that you want, any wisdom you want to impart into them? Doesn't have to be.
Well, I want to think of something smart, and I'm going to cross it off the bingo sheet.
Can we zoom really closely into Jess's face for
Really
this?
smart. No, because I can't look at the camera and say, because I feel like I'm like Jim off The Office. Like
You can do a slow pan.
Yeah.
just
I guess
that if,
which office would that be? The
US
UK.
office. Come on. Just that if they are with current agencies that aren't offering full transparency, and I'm not saying that they need to be doing ROAS, because this is something that we've created and built and spent time on, but if they're not getting full transparency over their SEO reporting, then there's probably something wrong.
And that's from award-winning.
What is it?
Yeah, that's from an award-winning SEO in the hotel industry over there. Yeah.
And well
For, where was the location?
Miami.
Oh,
yes.
there we go.
There's your GIF, faceless. There is your GIF. No, thank you, Jess. I think we can agree ultimately the ROAS measurements give marketers, give hoteliers and stakeholders a metric that they have been missing. It's accountability, it's measurement, it's an understanding of the impact of what organic efforts are generating and trickling down to the bottom line. So we would encourage tough questions to be asked of SEO programs. Obviously at 3&6, we welcome them.
That's even if you've got an SEO program in place.
That's another episode.